Okay, so everything is back and running. So let's see what we have here. Frog life cycle. Okay, so you can see here frog eggs, or as we said, it's called frog spawn. Okay, so it says frog eggs are laid in a group in the water by a frog. So you won't see a single egg. Yeah, you will always see plenty of them together in one place. Now, when the eggs are in the water, they're going to take some time before they move on to the next stage, and that is to become a tadpole. Now, this time isn't awfully long. It says here it's between 6 to 21 days. So it's somewhere approximately about a half of a month, yeah? So 1 to 3 weeks, which is not all that long. Okay, so after 6 to 21 days, what happens is this. The tadpole spends its time swimming in the water, eating and growing, okay? So what we had here, these black spots grew to become tadpole. Now you can see the tadpoles look like this. They have a relatively bigger front part, yeah, but they don't still have any legs, yeah? So they spend most of its time in the water still. They can't leave water. They don't have a way to leave water. So they're eating, and from that food they're growing, okay? How do they move through that water? Where they have this tail that helps them do that, yeah? Now, to move on to the next stage, okay, well, actually to become a big tadpole, it takes them 6 to 9 weeks. Now, 6 to 9 weeks is somewhere between a month and a half or 2 months. So guys, if a frog laid its eggs while we were still at school, yeah, now it's 2 months later, so now those eggs would become a fully developed tadpole, moving on to the next stage, yeah, which is to become a froglet. Okay, so it says around week 12, so now we are almost 3 months. We moved almost 3 months. It took it 3 months. The tadpole sprouts legs, yeah, so the back limbs, and then arms, the front limbs, has a longer body and has a bigger head, okay? It can now breathe underwater, so it's not just swimming on the surface all the time. Now it can actually go a little bit under the water, but it still has its tail. And then, after some time, as it grows, it loses its tail and becomes even bigger. So this is when we can say that we got to the stage of an adult frog. So it says, the adult frog breathes air and has no tail. So this growth cycle from egg to frog takes between 12 to 16 weeks. So from an egg, when a frog lays some eggs, okay, it needs to wait 3 to 6 months to get new adult frogs, to get grandchildren, let's say. Okay, now we said here that an adult frog can breathe. So let's see how it breathes. Let me just see if this video is going to work here. Nope. Okay, don't worry. I have a backup plan. Just give me a second, please. So let's see how a frog breathes. You're going to notice something very interesting. So look here. Oh. Okay, and you could hear them croaking. So the sound that the frogs produce is a croak. It's called a croak. Okay, so let's one more time, just repeat. What are the stages of a frog life cycle? Adult frog gives eggs or frog spawn, which grows into a tadpole. The tadpole grows into a froglet, And then we have a frog. Now, froglet reminds me a little bit of a piglet. Yeah, so these words end in a similar way, and they're both words which tell us that something is an offspring of an adult animal. Okay, hope that helps to remember the word froglet. Now, what is going to be your task at home is to practice this a little bit. You're not going to practice it with a pencil on a piece of paper, but instead you're going to do it on your computer. So I'm going to send you, well, I sent you this activity. Please just give me a second. And I'm going to show you what is this. So here first you're going to have a little video which you can watch or you can skip. It's again about what I've just explained, the life cycle of frogs. But then what you can do after you've seen that video, there are 3 games you can play, 3 activities that you can do. Okay, so let me just show you.
Play.
If you click play here, you will be able, I think, to see the video again.
Frogs lay their eggs in calm or static water. These eggs float on the surface of the water body.
Okay, so here's the
Some
spawn.
of them die while others hatch. After some time, the baby frogs develop a tail and they look like fish. They are called tadpoles.
Okay, so those are the things you can watch at home. Now look here in the corner, when you click on this first icon, this is going to appear. What says lesson? This is the video that you've just seen. And then you have exercise 1, 2, and 3. So I'm just quickly going to go through all of them.
Label the diagram of the frog life cycle.
Okay, so you have here a diagram, this picture. It's more or less the same as what I have on the board. And here you have the words.
Tadpole, adult frog, froglet.
So
egg.
Even if it's hard for you still to read these words, when you just go
Tadpole,
over them, you can
adult
hear
frog,
what they are.
Froglet.
Okay, so I'm just going to try to move this for
Froglet.
How does this work?
Froglet.
What?
Froglet.
I think you need to double click it.
Froglet.
Okay, so I think you need to double click it and to move it. It's just that
Froglet.
It's a bit hard from this angle to do it. Oh, there it is. Froglet. There.
Froglet.
Okay, so that is the first exercise. The second one is this one.
Arrange the frog life cycle in the correct order.
So now this is called sequencing, yes? Putting things in correct order. Yeah, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and...
Froglet. Egg.
So again, if
Froglet.
you go over
adult frog. Tadpole.
If you go over the pictures, it's going to repeat to you the name of each stage, okay? So I'm going to start with egg. I'm going to try to click on it. It's moving.
Egg.
Gosh.
Egg. Egg.
Oh.
Egg.
Okay, so you can do this at home. There's no reason for me to watch me 5 minutes trying to move this. I promise you can do it. If you're sitting properly, not
Click
like
on
me.
the stone to help the frog jump on it. Keep the frog jumping from one stone to another till no stone is left to win the level. The frog can only jump left, right, and forward. It cannot jump backward or diagonal.
Okay, so what is the thing here? This exercise is not really going to help you much to remember about the frog life cycle, but it's going to get you thinking. Why? When you play this game, okay, the tricky part is that when you jump on one of these, and then you jump on the next one, okay, the stone disappears. However, if you don't think carefully how you're jumping, you can end up somewhere, let's say here, and lose all the stones and won't be able to finish this level. So it might take you a few times, but this is a game just to keep your mind occupied and to try to plan things in advance before you do them. Okay, guys, enjoy your game. And then once you're done with that, please come back. We're going to be talking a little bit about